Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Magic Library. It's OnceInLuv here. Today, I want to talk to you guys about Grand Archive seasonal rewards, your championship points, and how they work. Alright, guys, so if you haven't already signed up for OmniDecks, make sure you do that so you can compete in Grand Archive events and start earning your seasonal championship points. So you can do that by heading to omni.ga.tcg and then creating an account from here. So now that you've created your account, you'll see your rank is probably unranked. You're most likely going to be 400 CP, and I'll explain shortly why you start at that number. But you'll have your name, your flag, whatever your rank icon is, and then your OmniDeck's number. Now your name can be whatever, hopefully something appropriate, but your tag number is really important because this is what you're going to be using to verify your application to events and such. So championship points are made up of 3 segments. You have on the left here our veterancy, in the middle we have our ELO, and on the right we have our event points. Now, there are a couple things that change season to season, but some things that stay exactly the same. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to talk about each of the categories, and then we're going to talk about a couple more refined details within each of them and with the entire championship point system. So the first thing I'm going to go over is veterancy. So veterancy, as you can see here, I'm silver rank. I have 411 veterancy points, and I'm ranked 204 in the world. So what it says here, veterancy points is gained for every match of Grand Archive, regardless of if you win or lose. 100% of your VP contributes to the player's championship points, and VP never resets from season to season. So veterancy points are just a metric of how much you play the game. They're strictly gained by playing games of Grand Archive, right? So my veterancy is directly linked to how many games I've played, right? I've played 70 matches of Grand Archive. And the interesting thing is with veterancy, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, right? I have 36 matches won, but even if I had 50 matches won out of the 70, it wouldn't affect my veterancy at all. There is a soft cap for veterancy. So what this means is that once you reach this number or get very close to this number, it'll be extremely difficult to gain any meaningful amount of veterancy points per game. So the soft cap, as posted by Siladar on, I believe, January 20th of 2024 in the main Discord for Grand Archive TCG, he said the soft cap is 800. So what this means is once you reach 800 veterancy points, it will require you multiple games to even get one singular veterancy point past that. Now, this may seem concerning to you, but for the system itself, it is actually quite good. And the reason for that is because, like we said earlier in the video, veterancy never resets. So if you do get to 800 veterancy, you'll always have 800 veterancy contributing to your championship points every single season, right? VP contributes at a 100% rate. So whatever your veterancy is, you can just directly add that number to your championship points, and that's how you find your total. So as you can see at the top here, we have something called Revel Fest. Revel Fest is live. Earn double VP for participating in events until April 28th at midnight CST. Now, Revel Fest is an event that is being put out the week before the anniversary of Grand Archive. Essentially, any event that you play, whether it's online or in person, will give you double veterancy points. So where I'm at right now with the 400 veterancy range, when I play a 4-round event, that's a best of 3, I am getting around, I believe, 14 veterancy for all 4 games. So that means that if I were to play an event right now, I would be getting somewhere around 28 instead of the 14. Now, this is fantastic. It helps players grind. It helps bring incentives for people to play more at live events. And it really, really helps basically get you closer to the season rewards, which is something that we'll talk about a little bit later. So the next system that I want to talk about is the ELO system. So as you can see, I'm bronze. Your starting ELO in Grand Archive will always be 1200. So you'll start at 1200 ELO. And the way ELO works is ELO is a system that's used to calculate skill rating in a point value, and it compares players that way. So a very brief explanation of how ELO works. After every game, the winning player will take points from the losing one. The difference between the ratings of the winner and the loser are what is used to determine the total number of points gained or lost. So like it says here, ELO is gained or lost after every match. Normal events adjust ELO at much slower than premier events such as store championships and regionals. So when it comes to this, your ELO never resets. This is a permanent stat that you will carry forward with your account forever. And only 33% of the total value will contribute to your seasonal championship points. So as you can see here, it says I have 1,244 ELO. and I'm contributing 415 to CP, which means 415 points are being added to my total seasonal championship points. Now, there's a separate section here that says ELO, normal events adjust ELO much slower than premier events such as store championships and regionals. There's a section in the video we'll be talking about later that talks about types of events and multipliers for things like ELO and event points. So moving on to our last category, we have event points. Now, event points are arguably the most important points to get when it comes to Grand Archive seasonal rewards. So event points, let's just read what it says here. So a player's event points are based on their top 6 performing events in the season. More event points are granted for placing higher in larger player counts events, as well as premier events, and 100% of your event points contribute to the player's seasonal championship points, and this does reset every single season. Now, this is a very important fact. Because it resets every season, this is the most important of all the statistics to kind of, or I guess all the points to kind of work towards in each season. So because event points are based on your top 6 performing events in a season, this metric is something that most likely will have the largest impact on your current rank on the leaderboards. So your EP gained in an event is based on a couple of things. Placement in the event, the amount of players registered in the event, and there are also multipliers for different types of events. So as you can see, my top 6 events are 271, 109, 103, 71, 65, and 54. Now, if you add up the 675 here that I have from event points with the 411 that I have from veterancy and the 415 that I'm contributing from my ELO, that's how you get to my peak seasonal CP of 1502. So let's move on and talk about these multipliers at different types of events. So I'm just going to go directly into my events. I'll show you guys my stats, and then maybe that will help you understand where everything sits and the easier ways to essentially figure out how to get to what ranks you want to get to. So there's 2 main things I want to talk about first. We have in-person events and we have online events. So let's start with looking at Project CCG locals. So locals format, it's going to be standard format, type Swiss, regular, 0.2 ELO, and 1.0 EP. So this means that I'm getting a standard amount of event points from this event, but I'm only getting 20% ELO. And the reason this is because locals is designed to be more of a testing grounds. You're able to play a little more casually if you want to, but this shouldn't stop you from wanting to play very competitively if that's your goal, right? Locals are just an opportunity to play the game. But when we look at the Yeti Webcam Weekly, this is an online league. So the ELO amount is actually 0.1 and the event points are 0.5. The reason for this is that all online events will always be half of the tier that they're supposed to be in. So a local Webcam Weekly will be half of a in-person weekly, right? So the 0.2 goes to 0.1 and the 1.0 goes to 0.5. So looking at more of the multipliers, we have our lowest as our locals and weeklies, the next being regionals and store championships. So we have a regional here, 1.0 ELO, 1.1 EP, same with the store championships. I did not personally compete in any ascents, so I can't show you those on my events, but an ascent multiplier is 1.25 ELO and 1.2 event points. And then the last one being nationals. Nationals is a 1.25 ELO, so the same as ascent, but the event points from nationals is 1.4. It's quite a bit higher. It is technically considered a much higher tier event since you are required to have invite cards to be able to play in it, whereas an ascent is a simple buy-in. You can buy a ticket and you can compete in the Path to Steel. So at the time of the filming for this, there's one other form of event that we are unsure of what the event multiplier is, and that will be the World Championships for Grand Archive. There's also an event called the 3v3, which is going to be the Path of Steel at Ascent at Worlds. Now, this event will be slightly different because the total number of players in the event will be lower, as each 3v3 team is considered to be only one player when it comes to the number of players registered in an event. So now that we've talked about the different types of events, we've talked about the 3 things that contribute to your CP, your championship points, let's talk about what your championship points are even for. So if you look down here in the bottom left, Season 1 Alchemical Revolution ends in 24 days. If you click View Season Guide, you'll be able to see the rewards for the season and what we're competing for. Here's what we're playing for. So OmniDeck's rewards, these are foil extended art cards, as well as the Ascendant rank, being the top 100 players on the leaderboard, receiving a CPR foil, so a collector promo rare, which is a signature foil version of a card. So if you do get to bronze, which is 600 CP, you'll be receiving an Empowering Prayer, beautiful foil. If you reach 1000 CP, which is silver rank, you'll be reaching a Swooping Talons, which is probably one of my favorite arts. I'm a really big fan of Purse. And then if you get to 1500, which is gold, you'll be getting the Scry the Skies promo. If you are an unbelievably good player, you're in the top 100 as an Ascendant, you will be receiving the Scry the Skies CPR. And these are the direct images here. You'll be, I believe, receiving one of each card up to the tier you made it to. So if you are Ascendant, I believe you get all 4. If you are gold, you get the first 3. If you're bronze, you're only going to get the Empowering Prayer. So the incentives to play in each season are definitely there because these cards are beautiful. They're really, really nice cards, and I really hope that you guys enjoy them as much as I do. So one more thing to talk about when it comes to your seasonal rank, and the confirmations on the numbers for these are not out yet. They're not confirmed, but I will talk about this in a future video when they are confirmed, is NQP, so National Qualifiers points. You can currently use National Qualifier points in the form of invite cards to work towards Nationals 2025. There will also be NQP based on OmniDeck's rank, which is your silver, gold, platinum, diamond, ascendant, whatever it is. But currently, those are not confirmed to the exact numbers, so I don't want to speculate too much on them. So hopefully this helped you guys understand how championship points work, what they're for, and what the season rewards that you're competing for are. And I just hope you guys have a wonderful day.